Fantastic. Okay, so let's move into the understanding section around networking. The first thing we need to look at is understand that networking is one of the most powerful prospecting and selling tools you can ever get. Think about it. How much easier is it to go to a networking event? But now remember, the networking events you're going to be going to are ones that you've carefully selected, where you've looked around and you've identified where your customers hang out, right? So you're going to the right kind of networking event where you're going to find the right people. How much easier is that than arriving at an event or cold calling, for example? That's got to be the toughest thing. So yes, cold calling plays a part in the selling process. Although we don't do cold calling, we do researched calling to the right people. Imagine how much easier it is to go to an event where you can have 20 or 30 people who potentially are prospects. How much easier is that than going and trying to cold call on people? The most powerful thing you need to remember about networking, and get this concept, this picture into your mind, because networking is a fantastic engagement tool. Because the more you can engage with people, in other words, the more you can connect with them, the more you can show them that you're there to honestly, authentically want to help them, the easier it's going to be for you to actually make a follow-up appointment where you can really show them the value that you bring, and you can actually turn them into a customer. How much easier is it to go to a networking event where you can stand around, where you can hang out with people who need what you have to sell, but you can do it in a social environment? It's a whole lot easier than going into an organization, cold calling, where you've got to sit in a possibly what would feel like an inferior position, where they're sort of in the power position. How much easier is it for you to go into that prospecting, or rather networking event, where you can show, I'm here to help, where you can actually talk to someone on a social level, where you can actually start to build connection, you can actually start to build those relationships, you can actually be engaging, you can really work to connect with people. It's a whole lot easier at a networking event, and a whole lot more enjoyable in a networking event than what it is if you've got to go and try that whole cold calling thing. Remember, this is where it's really crucial, is networking is done before and after working hours. It's very seldom that business is done during working hours. And I know that sounds really crazy, but most of the really big, huge business deals are done in a more social kind of environment. So remember that networking is an integral part of your sales success. If you want to be successful in sales, you need to remember, you need to consider that networking is crucial. It's where you're going to meet people, engage with people, and connect with people. And so how much time do you think you should spend networking? Well, I like to spend a minimum of 5 hours a week networking, but I would say at minimum, you want to be putting in 10 hours of intelligent networking. And I'm not just talking about going to events and handing out business cards and getting business cards. I'm talking about intelligent networking, where you identify events where your prospects hang out. You prepare before the event, making sure that you know who's going to be there. You go to the people that you definitely want to network with. Be intelligent with your networking. Use your time effectively, and networking will become a powerful, integral part of your whole selling process.